Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina, Lake Taneycomo. We'll do one cast today. It's Friday the 17th of December. 16th, sorry, 16th. So I came up here thinking that they're going to run water. The schedule says 4 o'clock. It is now 4:15. So I left my fly rod at home and I brought my jigs, my spin cast, and no generation yet. I have not even heard the horn blow. So it's not a bad thing. It's super windy up here, and if I'd known this, I would have thrown in my box with floats and would have fished a jig and float up here at least. Throwing a jig's okay. The wind makes it tough. I'm just below lookout. I've been fishing for a little bit. I've got a couple bites and hooked one. It's been a little slow, but I'm over by the bluff bank, and with the wind blowing down lake pretty good. I'm starting to throw. I got a bite here a minute ago. I'm starting to throw, and I'm throwing down with the wind, but towards the bank and kind of working it back. Talked to Dave Pitt. He was up here. He said he fished a mega worm under a float along the bank and caught a nice brown. So I'm thinking, well, I haven't done this very much with the water off. I'll fish this bank when the water's running. But I know fish will hug this bank, and typically there's going to be sculpin along the banks, and maybe that's why that, he caught the brown. Maybe they like to hang around the bank. Trout are not necessarily structure fish, but they will go where the food is. So, and the sculpin are really any place, but anyhow, that's what I decided to do. I'm not going to wait on the water because it's getting cold. And also the wind's pretty tough, and it would be real tough up below the dam coming off Table Rock. So they are busting the surface a little bit. They're taking dries or something occasionally. So I'm gonna just kind of work backwards. Maybe I'll turn the boat around in a minute. But I'm gonna throw up to the bank. Now that wind does slow down and stop here occasionally, and hopefully it, later in the evening like this, it will start doing that. Be nice. Start doing it a little more often. I've got a 16th ounce sculpin and ginger jig with a brown head, 4-pound line. Look at that, the wind just stopped. That's crazy. Nothing on the first cast. The other thing you got along the bank are a lot of wood, so I'm probably going to lose a few jigs. Water's about 8-10 foot deep up here. There's the wind. Hey, I got up. It's my first. So I hooked one under the chin earlier, First legal fish today. It's about the size of fish I was catching yesterday. Or was it the day before? I can't remember. Yeah, that's a good start. I guess it's going to get cold tomorrow. Cold tomorrow night. Single digits. So they ran water this morning. And the reports I'm getting is the fish are biting pretty good in the mornings or when the water's running. So, you know, it kicks up food off the bottom and they go to feeding. And when the water goes off, it's like, okay, time to take a break. That's pretty much been what I'm hearing. Oh, I just missed one. Set this a second. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to heavier jig. I have one on another rod. Just use that. It's a different color though. I think it is, yeah. It's 3/32 ounce. It's a olive with a sculpin head. I think I'm gonna be able to handle it in the wind a little better, the heavier jig. Not a lot heavier, but it's a little bit. Cold. Of course, as it gets later in the evening, it gets colder. Oh, man. There's a big oak tree right here in the water, so I was going to drop down below that. The wind's starting to swirl around, so it's not blowing in the same direction. Okay, I'm going to change color. Let me use this other rod. I'll take the 16th off and put a 3/32 ounce on, and I'm going to use white. I'm pretty sure this is an 1/8 ounce. It's in the wrong box, which is okay. I'll turn it around and go the other way. Okay. The wind is going all different kind of directions. Well, I was hoping white would change my success rate. Boy, I sure wish I brought my flow rod. I think I could have caught some fish. Or even a float, jig and float. I don't think they're gonna run water. They would have run it by now. Probably after dark. All right, this is the last cast. Kind of feel like I'm beating a dead horse, as they say. That felt good. If it's a log, I'm not going to get it. If it's a rock, I'll get it. Yeah, it's a log. Well, one fish is better than nothing. Yeah, it's going to be cold tomorrow. But we'll get out and do one cast sometime. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.